I am waiting for the click. I'm waiting for the click, 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 click. There it is. There it is. Okay, you guys, please bear with me. Wi-Fi in the Dominican Republic is not America, or whatever the deal is. Especially in the resort areas, they want you to get out, enjoy, do all kinds of stuff. Also, please forgive the noise. The Dominican Republic is the most noisiest country I have ever traveled to. And let me tell you guys something. As some of you guys already know, I've traveled a lot in my life so far. There's still a lot of countries I still have to go see. But got up early this morning with my amiga, and we went to the gym to work out. I mean, I'm paying for it, so you got to go do it. So I went to the gym, state-of-the-art gym. Cannot complain. I'm glad it's here. The gym that they had before, it was really like leftover World War II equipment or something like, it was just there. And us military people, we make do with what we got, Nothing wrong with picking up stones to do some, some stuff. But that's how antiquated the gym was. So we did that. I told her I don't need her today, so she could go home. So she ended up going home for the day. I probably won't need her tomorrow, so maybe she'll come out Monday if something comes up. I have an appointment first thing Monday at the VA here, Javante, here in Dominican Republic. But what I want to talk about to you guys is, as I look around, I haven't been here in a year. And in a year, what they're trying to do is they're trying to turn the north coast of the Dominican Republic into Punta Cana, okay? Tourism. Their biggest export in the Caribbean is tourism, okay? This is how, they get a lot of their money and, stuff from, tourism. Because they have all these beautiful beaches. So, not bitches, beaches, okay? So that's the big sell. And so as I walk around here, and I looked at the different restaurants that were closed prior that are now reopened, into a different business. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, man, these guys are, reinventing themselves constantly. And then I think of where I'm from, and people get a foot in their ass, as soon as their business closes, and they're just completely ruined. And, it's just amazing to me. I don't meet a lot of people from California here. Most people that I meet from California, it's very rare because everybody goes to Punta Cana or they go to Santo Domingo. Here in Puerto Plata, it took me all day to get here, right? It took a whole day travel to get here. Unless I took Copa Airlines, which you'll go through LAX, you'll lay over in Panama for an hour or two, whatever it is. Then you come into Santo Domingo. But then when you come into Santo Domingo, then you got to take a Caribe bus tour up to the North Coast, which could take 3 hours bus drive. So you might as well go ahead and pay the money and come around, but you're still going to do a layover in Miami or Florida somewhere for a minimum of 3 to 7 hours. So no matter how you look at it, when you're coming from the West Coast, it sucks. So anyway, I see all of these guys that are, they're all from the East Coast, Philadelphia, especially New York, Connecticut, Atlanta. They're coming down here, and these are some big dudes, right? And you look at them, and you say, yeah, wow, he's a pretty big dude, pretty unattractive dude, sloppy looking dude. He wouldn't get that kind of girl in the States. So I understand why they're here, So beautiful women here. I mean, there's fit, friendly, and I know a lot of my female friends here will say, oh, you guys are going over there for the sex workers and stuff like that. Yeah, some of these guys are doing that, some of these guys are doing that. But what's the difference between sex work here in the United States? If you got an OnlyFans, are you not a sex worker? If you're stripping, are you not a sex worker? Again, it goes back to this shaming tactics that women use to make men, the men that you say you don't want stay. It's kind of crazy to me, Sex work is sex work, no matter how you look at it. But the sad thing is here, as I sit and I watch, because I love to people watch, I see the American culture from videos and everything creeping into Dominica and other countries that I've been to, and it's just ruining it. Ruining it. These young people. Oh, and it was funny. It was super funny. And I'm going to do a YouTube inside later because I'm going to talk about delineation. And a lot of other cultures are getting mad because black Americans are delineating just like they do to us. Right? So here, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to the Dominican music, right? And it's rocking. It's rocking. You're having a good time to it, right? But it's rap based. It's rap based. You know, they're rapping in Espanol at a cinco pop rhythm, right? But it's still rap based. So we were sitting at the bar, and the guy goes, "Oh yeah, you know, Dominican music is the best." I said, "That's not Dominican music." He goes, "Oh yeah, it's Dominican. It's Dominican music." You know how you guys get, you know, in a sports bar, you get kind of excited. "Oh no, it's Dominican music." I said, "No, that's rap. That's black American music. That is rap. That's rap music." I said, "Dominican music, no." I said, "The way you dress, black American. That's not Dominican." You know, and then, you know, we were sitting there kind of arguing about it. And then he thought about it, and it was like, yeah, that is black American culture. You're trying to call it yours, but no, we're not having it. So anyway, long story short, I'm looking around and I see all the growth that is happening, and I'm happy for it. That's great. I'm excited for them. But then I think of my own country and I ask myself, if I had to invite somebody to come to America to see something that is unique to us, or, you know, that we built, what comes to mind? I can't think of a damn thing the United States has built in 60 years. Oh, well, come see the 9/11 Memorial in New York. Who wants to go see that, right? Oh, Las Vegas. Las Vegas has been around forever. But you come to these countries and they're building stuff that you've never seen before. Or you've seen it, but not in this country. It's amazing. And real quick, because it's getting too damn noisy out here, I was talking about immigration. Every day, I am seeing them rounding up people and checking paperwork. And so I said, I'm an American gringo. I don't have any papers. I came here uninvited. You know, whatever. Arrest me now. I want my rights. How does that sound? They're looking at you like you loco. You crazy. You're coming into this country, and I'm supposed to respect their immigration laws. Not saying that Dominicans don't respect American, you know, immigration. But you guys get my point? Every country has sovereign borders. Dominica and Haiti are right next to each other. And the reason, and when I ask them, what's going on? They go, well, it's not that, you know, they hate Haitians, because you have legal Haitians here. They have no problem with the legal Haitians. They said the problem is opportunity in Dominica is very scarce. So when the Haitians come over, they do the work cheaper, which takes a job away from a Dominican. It's not that Dominicans don't want to work. They don't want to work for slave labor wages. That sounds just like America. For all you liberal, bleeding heart folks, Christian, whatever you think you are, how the hell are you for letting people in a country, right, and you don't want to pay them a living wage? So you're for slavery. You're for economic slavery. Because that's what you're saying. Oh, we're going to bring these people in, no path to citizenship. The dreamers have been dreamers for 20 years in a limbo status that is just there. They're not citizens, but they're not citizens of the United States, but they're just in a limbo. Now, those dreamers are starting to have kids of their own that are now American. What do? I'm for legal immigration. 22 million people have been poured into this border. And if you guys saw the videos I put up of Joe Biden and all kinds of people, Democrats that were against immigration and complaining about it under the Bush administration, and now they've switched it up, which goes to my point. There's no difference between these parties. There's no difference. My problem is, I don't think it's right that you let people in here and they have no path to citizenship. Okay, you let them in. They're here. Now what? If you're not going to make them a citizen, send them back. Simple as that. You know, I just don't understand how you bleeding heart people could be out here. Oh, they're rounding people. They're separating families. Yeah, and when black people were separated, where was the Latin community in the 90s? Almost 1 million black people incarcerated under some kind of judicial system. Not a word. How many of you guys saw the Juneteenth reparations thing that I put up? And you guys got to understand, I put that up to make a point. Did you guys notice not one Latino friend of mine even commented? No thumbs up. If no comment, you don't have to comment, not even a thumbs up. And you wonder why black people have checked out. Because people are waking up. We are delineating. It's sad. Here in the Dominican Republic, they delineate. It's amazing. Make the race better. Isn't that what they say? Make the race better. But Dominican is having the same problem when it comes to immigration as the United States. It isn't a racial thing. It isn't about race. Because last I checked, America is letting in Africans that come here legally. They're letting in whatever cultures that come here legally. Oh, but Trump just put a list of 15 countries he doesn't want in here. Ain't my problem. It just is not my problem. But it's interesting. It's interesting. These countries want us to respect their immigration laws, but then they go over illegally to my country, waving their home flags, and my mind says this is an invasion when you're trying to plant your flag in my country that you want to stay in. Make it make sense. But even on a Saturday, they're building here the Playa Sosua, Playa Beach, Sosua. They're building that up, making it markets and everything like that. It's amazing. In a year, all of this stuff has happened. And then I go back to my country and we don't have resources to give to the citizens that pay the taxes. And there's Demetra. Ay, papi, yeah, you missed it. Look, last night, Demetra, I had four sitting at my table. As a matter of fact, Demetra, I walked into Rumba and I used the other entrance, right? You know, of course, I tip my doorman. I walk in, blah, 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 and I'm sitting, saying hi to everybody because I hadn't seen in a year. And the front doorman sees me, and he immediately comes over to kiss the ring. He's like, brother, you gonna take care of that? Yeah, I got you, whatever. And so all of these chicas are like, who is he? Who is he? And I make it rain. Make it rain. You ladies hate it. But wait a minute. I want you guys to know this. Public forum. All Demetra K has to do is deliver her sister in chains to my house, and I'm done. I'm finished. That's it. It's going to be me and her forever. Forever. They don't call it Playa Beach. Wait a minute, though. They did ask me, where are those two other women that you had? Man, you must have cleaned up with those chicks. I said, no, they weren't here to work, brother. They weren't here to work. Oh, man. But, having a good time. Went to my VA appointment. We're going to work on some things real quick. Another thing. I don't know what it is. I've been in Dominica, and I think I haven't really been eating salt. But my fingers are swelling. It's like something's jammed in my finger and the blood is trying to get out, and I don't know what it is because my fingers are super pink and I don't know what's going on. They ain't got that kind of money for it. No. See, you are pointing out the Dominicans. You know they got these American gringos down here spending the money making it rain, so they got the money. You can't, y'all were just being selective. But the food, oh my God, Demetra. Okay, the water doesn't affect me because I'm immune to it, whatever deal is. But oh my God, I've just been eating. You need no more Winco chicken. You're messing up my live, but yeah, Demetra, I'm telling you, it is totally different up here from the last time you were here. And I know you ain't coming back, but just to let you know, but they are rounding up people they're not playing around. I was on the main strip. They were checking people's IDs, just, especially if you're dark, you're dark skinned, they were just checking, so, and it was last night was Friday. There isn't really a lot of people up here because it's the early part of summer. So there really wasn't a lot of, action on the main strip, but they were in force. The policia in force, very, very strong, and they're rounding these people up. If you ain't got your shit, you're going into that truck down to the police station. So, you know what it was, Demetra? They didn't know who you were at the time, so you got to forgive them. Not everybody watches the Demetra K show. Everybody should. They just didn't know. So, so when you come back here to interview the president of Dominica, they will give you an apology, a public apology, because they didn't know who you were. So again, but I've been watching. I've been chilling. I've been watching Brother Phil and your videos here, and he's talking about delineation and all that other great stuff. And yeah, he's right. We need to start talking about delineation more. Shh, I set you up. I did. She's over here. If that lady hadn't come and vouched for you, you would have been in the bean truck on your way to the policia station. So anyway, yeah, it's just, it's chilling. Like I said, everybody sees me, and it's kind of good when you come back and the business owners, they know who you are because you're spending money and you're doing your thing. And I do my routine every morning now that they got that really good gym there. So now I get up, I go for a swim, then I go to the gym, then I go to my appointment. And sometimes I'll reverse the gym and the swim, and then after the gym and the swim, then I go get something to eat for breakfast. And I could live here. I really could. I'm happier here, but I need my dog. I need my dog. See, Demetra, they were supposed to pick you up while we were at the table eating lunch. So when everything was, so the whole plan just went awry. It was supposed to, you're at the table, you can't run, stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm going to tell people, go where you are happy. And Demetra, I met this guy at the VA clinic, 72 years old. He didn't look it. I'm talking about, I thought he was like my age, 55, 50, maybe early 60s. This dude, he's Belizean too, so that's in his culture. But this dude looked great. He's been living here for 5 years. He said goodbye to his family. He said he was done with it. No, they wait, what's the nickname they call me? God, God, I forget what it was. Mucho dinero Don. Yes, big money Don. When I come in the spot, and they always figure me out because I'm wearing a military, or I got my dog tags or something like that. Which kind of I have my chocolate chip cookie hat from Desert Storm. So the people that were Desert Storm veterans, they recognize that, and they're like, "Hold up, oh, you're a Desert? Yeah, you know how that, it all goes, She said, "Is he single?" He is. He is. He don't want no American women though. No, he's like me. He's been traumatized. So, but even the big Dominican women here, they're beautiful in the face. So, I got my professional massage after I worked out and stuff. It was great. Taxpayers pay for that. FMP program, and I keep talking about that too. Foreign medical program. If you're a veteran, you need to sign up. If you get hurt or you're missing your pills, you need a surgery, whatever's going on, that's going to cover you. It's going to be charged to the State Department through the VA. So a lot of benefits to it. And that guy I was talking about that looked 72, almost the same idea, and he only was in the military for 5 years. Almost the same identical type attitude when it comes to money. He's like, why am I saving money? I'm getting a check until I'm dead, so he's living the life. It was professional, damn it. It was. I mean, I was completely naked, but if you're working out and you're, an athlete or something, you should always get a massage in conjunction with your training, because those muscles tighten up, and that's where the pops happen in your tendons and stuff. Just, I'm learning a lot while I'm here, so it was professional, Dimitri. Oh, wait. And Dimitri, you want to talk about something crazy? Like I told you last night, these studs are wilding out here. They're wilding out. It's worse than the men. Worse than the men. And I'm not mad at them. I'm just observing, like, this is what we're doing. So it's just one of those things. And of course, they're always trying to sell you to buy property or to invest in stuff. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not interested. I don't want to own anything. No happy ending. I was very disappointed. But that lady had the hands of stone. Hands of stone. That's the guy trying to get me to come to this hotel and invest in a condo. And God bless them. They're persistent, but I've got other things I'm doing for the day. Their priority is not my priority. And you got to be, stern when you say things like that. They're still going to come at you, but you got to be stern. I'm not going to spend my vacation listening to a bunch of stuff that I know I'm not interested in from the get-go. So they learn from y'all. This passport, sis, they're giving the passport game a black eye, for real. Y'all need to... Why y'all following us? Y'all don't want us in America. We go somewhere else, and you guys are following right behind us. But see, I come over here with the holy water, and I'm just throwing it around, the main drag and everything. So you know me. There's nobody could say they catch Donovan with Chica. Nobody could say that. Nobody. Ain't nobody coming in my... Well, I said they can't catch me. You can't catch me. So tonight I'm gonna go to the Rumba, watch a few games, WNBA, whatever, sports, just go over there, talk shit, and then I'm gonna go to the casino and hang out down there and just enjoy the atmosphere and everything. And then tomorrow, Sunday, I will go to church and repent for my sins if I've done any sins. And then Monday, go to my appointment and do what I got to do. Y'all just mad because they getting more cat than y'all. You know what? You ain't lying. There was 3 of them, and they were all together. They were all hugged up and stuff, walking down the main drag. And the one stud that was in the middle of them, they had some bad chicks. I'm not lying. Yeah, these women are wilding out here. I'm telling you, these studs are coming down here. I mean, I gotta compete against dudes and women. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, but the nice girls at work and stuff, like at the pharmacy or the bank or whatever, I noticed that most of those women, they're all married. They're all married and settled down. Like I said, we have to think about the context of what I just said. They're married. What were they doing before they were married? I wonder. So anyway, and here in Sosua, they have a farm for the baseball players. And I was talking to it, and I mean, these kids are young. Early this morning, I talk about like 6 years old. They're out there practicing and training for baseball. And I was talking to the guy, and I said, "Yeah, see, that's what's wrong with American baseball. There are no blacks in American baseball anymore. The Dominicans are taking all of that money. The nice girls that work is crazy. Yeah, yeah. Them studs pay back like they weigh, I guess. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, it's a shame. And then the studs, they're more than I am. It's crazy. It's just, we're in the end times. Immigration, protests everywhere, countries throwing people out, and just when you look at it, you're like, wow, we're in the last days for real now, for real. Sexual immorality, anything goes. There's no debauchery. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. And then the kids are looking at all of this. A good example. My cousin, she's on the other side of the island, Punta Cana, having a great time. Good for her. I don't want to know. That's why I told her if I hung with her, I would be fighting. And then she'd be trying to sneak out and do whatever behind my back. Nah, I ain't doing all that. So, but let me cut this short. Let me get ready to go watch a few videos. Suave for the day, because it's going to get a little hotter. Then I'm going to go to the beach, again and swim. But this time I'm going to go to deep water and do that. And, yeah, it's an interesting dynamic here. You guys, if you get a chance, travel. I don't care where you go. Jamaica, same thing, same problems. Think about this, you guys. Native Jamaicans can't even enjoy their beach because these corporations and hotels are buying the land. It's insanity. It's Native Jamaicans cannot enjoy the beach. It's happening all over the Caribbean. So I tell people, open your eyes and travel more. You guys don't know what poverty is until you go to another country. You really don't. Americans are the most ignorant people on the earth because we think everything should be like America. It's sad. You guys don't know what poverty is. We just don't know. So anyway, don't forget to check out Demetra K and I on Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. Not sure if I'm going to be on the show because of the internet, whatever, but I have really good internet here. But just in case, but send me the link anyway, Demetra, and I could come on for a few minutes, so people could, see that I'm about that life. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back home. I miss my dog. I wish I could bring him. A lot of animals here, and they're all raggedy animals. So, all right, you guys, just be safe, be blessed, stay prayed up. That's all you can do. Talk to you guys later, mañana. And by the way, if your community does not have a bilingual Espanol program in the school system, and you're paying school taxes, you need to get your ass down to the school board and demand bilingual language in school, starting at the first grade or second grade, whenever they want to, need to start it, so that our kids could have a chance. They must learn Espanol in America when you got 40% of Latins living in the United States now, population-wise. It isn't just Mexican. I'm just going to say Latin, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Ecuadorian, Guatemalan, Latin. 40% of the population is now Latin. And if you're a black American, you're running around here. Dimitri, you know it and I know it. A lot of our children, teenagers, cannot get jobs because they can't speak Spanish to the customer base. All right, you guys. Have a great day. Stay blessed. Oh, my mom did find her dog, so life is good.